welcome to this training session for the welcome team, and a little bit more what we're doing on Sunday morning. The welcome is really important that we give. It's serving the people that come to worship. It's an act of, just as Jesus washed his disciples' feet, as we welcome people. We're not telling them what to do, although we kind of are. But it's an act of service, and it's part of our worship to serve in that way. So thank you for that, whichever role you're going to be doing. Now, we're here to look at four things this morning, really, because the welcome team is changing, because the role is completely, you're not going to be shaking anybody by the hand, because that's not allowed. So they'll be welcome in the car park, and here in the concourse, and in the main church together. Now, I'm not sure whether to actually take you round, or I was going to do that, but actually it's going to be really difficult, isn't it, to actually try and stand around in the car park. So we have keep recording room. So to start. We'll start with the car park, and just on the pegs by the toilets there, we will have two high-vis jackets, which we'd want you to wear if you're going to be in the car park, because we don't want you getting run over. It's first off, it's your safety is important. We have a medium-sized one and an extra large one. This one even fits me if you're me size. I don't think there's anyone larger than me, so we should all be okay with that. So if you're able to be in the car park, we'd like you to welcome people out there outside. That's really important. It's the first point of contact that people will have. Encourage people in their cars to fill up from this end. So those who arrive early, to try and fill up at the bottom end of the car park, so that as cars come in later, there's less of a roadblock with people, because if we're going to have the only entry will come in via the car park, and we'll have to ask people to welcome, so get the cars in the right place, welcome people, and then encourage people to queue to come into church. So there's 2 meters distance between people. There should be plenty of space. We shouldn't have any safety issues in the car park, because there's quite a long pathway before you get to the roadside. But just to keep an eye on that and make sure everyone's safe if you're able to be in the car park. So that's a really important. Now, I know not everybody will feel comfortable with that, which is why we're not just assigning people to different roles, but telling you what it's like. So if you are able to, so I know some people won't be able to do the car park, so if you are able to sign up for the car park, that would be really helpful. Okay, so people will come in here, 2 meters distance, and in here we'll have mostly, I think Tom will be on here with doing track and trace most of the time. And before we get to that, all the team need to be here at 10 a.m. because there's a pre-event checklist that we have to fill in to say that we are COVID secure and good to go. So one of the church leaders will need to check that none of the team have been ill, and that we're all well and we're all fully staffed and equipped before we open the doors to the general public. So it's really important to get everyone here nice and early at 10 o'clock. Okay, so that's for everybody, for all roles really. That's what we're aiming for. And it'll only be 5 to 10 minutes, then you can get on with getting your equipment ready, or getting your jackets on, or whatever. So the first role is in the car park. Second role is here at the desk, and mostly Tom, but some weeks Tom won't be here. But there's going to be a track and trace book. Do you want to say anything, Tom?
No.
No? So,
Where is it? Have you got a book?
no, that's what I was, so have you got one?
No?
Okay, so right,
Let's clarify these things.
that's right, that's what we're here for. So, we need,
Just an ordinary book. Yep. No.
just an ordinary book with names and,
Contact numbers.
contact numbers,
That's
that's it.
all you need.
That's all, you don't need a great deal of detail,
No,
but
no.
but Tom will keep it securely, or we're going to keep it in the, where are we going to keep
Keep it
it?
in the safe.
In the office.
In the office.
In
In
the
the safe.
safe in the office, so that's great. Yes, Ian.
Will Tom be taking the names and numbers rather than having people write them down themselves? Because if it's on a list, that's a GDPR thing for people to see details about.
Sorry, speak up. Sorry, Leanne.
Sheila's our GDPR expert.
What was the question?
Yes, Leanne's correct. If you can't give people the list to fill in their own names and numbers because they can see the other people.
Yeah, I'll write them down.
So Tom will write them down, so that can clarify
Right.
that.
Yep.
Thank you for that, Leanne, that's great.
All right.
So whoever's on this desk is writing down the names and phone numbers of the contact people. Most people we will know, but it's just a kind of keeping a record so that we know who's here on a particular Sunday.
Sorry, can I just, it's just, I think it has been kept for a certain amount of
3
time.
weeks.
3 weeks.
So it's probably better to be loosely rather than a book,
Yeah.
because if they're going to be destroyed every 3 weeks.
Okay.
You can rip the page out.
Well, whatever, but.
Can you get that book for us, or do you want me to go and get it? I mean, he's out of the way. Okay, so a loose leaf book, so I see that, so you can perforate it.
Yeah, so you can
You
tear out.
can just tear out the,
in a few weeks' time.
page. That's great. We're all kind of learning at this, so we're all kind of we've done a lot of thinking and talking, but there's still details to iron out. So when you come to this desk, on this desk there'll be the track and trace record. There'll also be face masks in case people have forgotten their face mask. There's a pack of 50 here, we've got another pack of 50 at home. You also have a children's activity pack. Now it might be that it's the person on the desk, it might be that actually the steward in that room, in the worship area, gives out these. So this week we have a word search and a crossword based on the rebuilding of the temple. We also have colouring in sheets. We have a make your own cross activity as well, a pair of scissors, glue stick, pencils and a toy, and of course a bag of sweets. And we give these out, these have been sealed on Thursday so that the contents are COVID secure.
Okay, I'll put that back.
You
touched it.
I'll clean it before I put it back. Okay, so to make sure that every child gets hold of one of those packs as they come in.
That's probably the job of the worship area steward,
Yeah.
who's also seating people.
You can put them on the table.
I'll give them out.
You can give them out on the table. That's the easiest way.
That's the easiest way.
And then it's like you're the is it the matron, the one that sits at the entrance, and then again we welcome people into church. Again, I'd say for all of us, though, it's important to say to people, it's really good to see you. We welcome you.
Yeah.
Because they can't see it on your face. So it's really important to actually say it. Because otherwise people will come to church and they could think, well, no one smiled at me. Nobody was like, and we don't want that, because that's not what we're like, that's not the way we do things. But just to say, if you're one of the less expressive people, and I probably, I don't know where I am on that, but it's really important to actually say, welcome. find your own way of saying it, don't just copy what I say.
Yeah.
So if everyone says, it's really good to see you, we'll sound very robotic, won't we? But just in your own way, without hugging David, I'm really sorry. I don't know how you'll cope, my friend. But there's no hugging allowed.
If you've got a spare shield, I wouldn't mind wearing one because I would like to smile at people. First person, and I don't know how many.
Okay, we've got 10. We've got 10.
Oh, I'll wear one of those because I think the first person you see should see the whole face. Okay.
I think it's really nice. I think that's probably okay. I don't know.
Yeah, if you've got 10.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, technically, it's only members of the staff are allowed to, but you're volunteering, and I think actually the welcome desk is.
You get 10 of them, I think, come on.
Yeah.
If you get
Oh,
10,
we've
I'll
got
take
20,
one.
it's not,
No, it's not that.
big,
It's the
the way
technically
the-
everybody's supposed to wear a face
It's the way the rules
mask.
are written, the government can
But we'll
You're supposed to wear a face covering, and the mask is a
I'm
face
seeing
covering.
I'm not hearing any complaints from any of our deacons, so I will take that as being okay.
Okay, thank you.
Brilliant. Okay, so going into the worship area. So from here, somebody from the worship area steward will come and collect people from the table to take them into church. Okay, so you'll be hovering around this door here if you're on that third row. And you'll take people, so there are family tables off to this side. And anybody arriving with families, you take there's 3 tables with 4 or 5 chairs around them. So if people arrive with children, they can have a table and have their activity packs. But the children aren't allowed to run around in the way that they normally do, so the parents have to keep the children at the table. If we run out of tables, if there are more than 3 families arrive, and occasionally we do, then what we'll have to do is we'll open up the glass doors and we'll put extra tables out here, okay, with extra chairs from over the back there. And there's other steward trained people will come and rally to and help to put out those chairs and tables. That should be okay though, because we're not
And Mum's going to be hovering as sort of
extra.
sort of troubleshooting person.
So to this point, Chris, have you got 3 people? So you've got someone in the car park,
Yeah, someone in the
then you've got
car.
someone, and then you've got Tom on here,
Yeah.
and then where's the next person standing?
And the next person is for the worship area.
Yeah.
So basically, they get people in. So the families go that way. The other people are welcomed in and told to come and sit in the church from the front. So you want people to fill up from the front, so that people are not brushing past in order to get past as they're coming. So we're just filling up from. There might be 1 or 2 reserved seats at the very front for people taking part in the service. Okay, but other than that, we'll have reserved on the seat if that's the case. But other than that, yeah, fill up from the front until we get. If anybody doesn't want
Somebody
to be,
objects, then you just have to take it, and let's not.
if somebody wants to be videoed, doesn't want to be videoed, then seat them at the back of the church.
Or to
so
the side if you can.
Well, no, I said to the back in other places, so that just keeps it clear as to. The video will mainly be at the front, to be honest, because you're not videoing people communally singing, are you? If you look at songs of praise, they've got pictures of people heartily singing away. And unfortunately, I'm standing in the most difficult place, aren't I, Mum? Sorry about that. So that,
Could I just ask,
yeah.
if there's like, because families may be more than 2 people, but there may be groups that are more than 2.
So, if there's a family group with teenagers that don't want to sit at a table and do craft with their kids, then what we can do is take 2 of the chairs and push them towards the other 2. So that makes a group of 4.
So you can do that.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a larger
so that's a larger family group but you don't move all the other chairs, you keep them so that there's still 2 metres between them and the next group.
Probably
Does
if
that
they're
make
able
sense?
to do what we've done this morning and ask them to move the chairs themselves, so that it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and sort of less of a risk there, so. And again, if we run out of spaces, then we'll open up the glass doors and put more. Using our lovely poles, you can very quickly work out 2 metres distance between one chair and the next, so that we can put out extra chairs if need be. We think that will be enough, but you don't know until people turn up. We haven't asked people to sign in or register or anything like that.
Chris, just a point about when people are taken in to be seated. We were talking about this yesterday, and Jackie was saying something like when your people come in, apart from hello and welcome to them, say something along the lines, we need to fill up from the front to sort of explain.
Yeah,
That's where they're going to sit, please,
yeah.
to explain what's happening.
That's fine. Please let me take you to a seat. Yeah, we're just if people.
Because people might say straight away, oh, I want to sit over here.
Yeah.
You need to get round there, it seems to me. If you want to sit up in the front, these
I think.
But let's not make a big fuss of it. And
I think we don't need to make. Yeah, we probably don't need to make a big fuss, but we're supposed to be filling up from the front, and then at the end of the service, we need to actually encourage people to leave. I know that seems very odd and awkward, but we're not supposed to stand around and chat after the service. So it's one of the rules is to make the service as short as possible. We won't be really short, but because that's not what we do.
I haven't written my sermon yet.
But for us all to stand around chatting like we normally do is in the guidance from the Baptist Union is to be actively discouraged. So we've got to encourage people as stewards at the end of the service, encourage people to leave. We'll be saying it from the front, so we won't be abandoning you, but kind of to like in the school assembly in a way, encourage people to leave from the back. So just get the people at the back to leave first, and then the next row, and then the front.
My guess is that most people will be cooperative if they understand why they're being asked to do what
Yeah,
they're
so
doing.
we'll put that message out. That's just kind of our understanding of how it's to be done. So there's 3 distinct roles. There is the car park role. Yes, Mum.
Will there be more than one person showing people to their seats? Because obviously there's going to be a bit of a backlog if lots of people.
There'll be one person showing them to seats. It should be okay, I think.
Okay.
Because Tom's keeping them here to do the tracking and tracing. It'll only take a few seconds to show them to their seat. There's no leaflets, there's no hymn books. We'll have 1 or 2 copies of the leaflet for anybody that. Most people that are coming will either have had the email or a paper copy delivered this week at least. If they're coming regularly, we might say they can just pick them up from here. There'll be a few copies on the desk for people to take. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, it shouldn't take you very long to show people to their seats, really. I could be wrong about that.
I would take it. I would take it just as long as it takes me to get the details.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want too many stewards, otherwise they'll bump into each
Yeah.
other. And all that.
But we will have Mung out here and he can troubleshoot, so if you need,
Yeah.
we find there's a backlog.
Clubbing board.
And it's Mung troubleshooting because I've been shielding, and so Katie and I will just turn up at the last moment and swan in from the side door. That feels.
Royalty.
Well, that's what I've been told. Katie tells me I've got to do that. So
And people will be queuing here at the 2 meters.
there's 2 metre signs on the floor to show people where to queue. And if you're in the car park steward, you can help.
That's where the bottleneck will be.
Yeah.
And the sound desk, if you're here for the sound desk, Just to say again, if you're trained for the sound desk, I've got a rota here and asking people to sign up for car park, concourse, worship area and sound desk. If you're trained for the sound desk, please do sign up for that one because we don't want it to be empty as the rota, and one or two of you are. So yeah, I think that's it. So
Just one thing, the deacon's prayer won't be in the vestry because it's too, in the prayer room because it's too small. We will meet on the front patio, as long as it's not pouring with rain, just for a brief prayer before the service starts. So about 20
past. Yeah, so we'll turn up for that. And
so
then
on the
we'll-
front patio out there, and then walk round.
You'll be able to go out that door. So it's in this car park door and out that door over there for the Hill Road door.
If any of the deacons are able to, we'd be encouraged to come and pray with us because
Yeah.
we will be as nervous as normal, possibly more so.
So that, again, that's 4 roles. So there's a sign-up sheet on here. If you've got your own pen,
Couldn't I just ask for volunteers and fill it up now?
yeah, I will do.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
That's what we're going to do. So yeah, come, kind of fill up your volunteer role. Yes, no.
Is that everything from you?
I think so. Yeah. It's
Okay.
just-
Just to say about toilets, we have 5 toilets, one including one disabled. The ones in the corner that have multiple cubicles for the ladies,
One at a
it's
time.
one toilet at a time, one person at a time in the toilet, and only one of them is usable because we blocked off the other 2. Similarly with the men's toilet, it's just one person at a time. There are
Yeah.
signs out
But
there.
we're not expecting the stewards to monitor that, are we?
No, I think it's just generally for us. And there's instructions on how to wipe the door handles first, the flush, and the seat, bin, and wash hands.
So thank
So
you
yeah.
for putting that in place. I mean, Emma and Mum have put in, and John have put in loads of things. So that hopefully we're all COVID secure and COVID compliant and all the rest of it. Are there any questions, Gareth?
On the admin side, where are we with the policy statement? The policy statement will be on the back of the newsletter. Do we need to check the people when they come in, they've actually seen it? Because it's important they have. Because amongst other things, it says the service is going to be filmed. So I thought that's what we were working on last week, that it's important. With having Mum has taken some hard copies, which are going to be available.
Right,
But
okay.
how are we going to deal with
Well,
that?
they're going to be on the desk. Are they the copies?
I think what we need is a few copies on the desk, but we're encouraging as little paper handout as possible
Yeah,
again. So those who've seen it on who've seen it on the website don't need it. It's
On
just
the email.
if any, on the email or the
Could you stick it up on?
the notice about filming will go on the glass. I think.
Well, that's fine. That should be enough. If anybody wants to take it home with them.
People don't look at notices stuck up on walls.
No, but you know, I think that should be enough. We've given every opportunity for, in all of our publications, it's the privacy notice has been there, and people can. I will even we'll make an announcement at the beginning of the service. If you don't want to be on the video, should they indicate now, or we recommend you sitting towards the back of the church.
They should see a notice on the glass door, but it is worth
Yeah,
reading.
yeah. We'll do that at the beginning. That's fine. We won't read the whole notice out.
Oh.
We will say.
We're gonna have a service in between.
Okay.
Chris, are we doing that?
Chris, do you think it would be reasonable for the person who's welcoming from the car park to have a visor and not a mask? The only reason I say that is, as long as it's full face and you're not aerosol generating onto the next person, then that's safe. Because it's first impression, it's the first point of contact for anybody coming to church. It's also probably the only contact potentially someone's going to have of talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And facial expressions are very important. So I don't mean everybody, but if
I mean, the
it's
car park
accept-
steward
So,
doesn't need to be wearing a mask at all, because they're in the open air, aren't they?
okay, so they don't have to wear a mask at
Oh,
all.
that's good, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So that's
Yeah,
good.
car park stewards, okay.
Yeah.
So no visor at all for the car park steward, that's
Okay.
great.
And a visor for the desk steward and everybody else on the
But
road
they
will
should
have
probably
visors.
have a face mask with them in case they have to come inside.
Because the other thing is about face masks, which we probably all realise, is it's very difficult for people to hear, especially if you're hard of hearing. So the welcomers need to be
So,
extra loud.
And for the sound desk, if you've got time this morning, it would be good to check whether, if Katie and I wear a face shield, whether the microphone can pick that up well. Because it would be good to just test that out before, so that we can see.
Because it's legal for us to not wear
It's
them,
legal for
but
us not to wear them,
it's
but
safer if we do.
and it'll make everyone more feel safer if we have the face shields on, I think.
So we're saying, if you're a car park greeter,
If you're a car park
you don't
greeter,
have to wear your mask outside.
yes.
But obviously, to come inside.
If you come in, you do.
Keep it 2 meters distance.
So keep on with you.
Because that might be the only person they speak to, mightn't it?
Yeah,
No,
that's a good question. Tom, you had a question as well.
Yeah, and we're doing collections in the service.
So there's there is a tub at the on the way out.
It's a
So
retirement.
there's a retiring collection
I can see
rather
that.
than.
So you'll announce that as
We'll
well.
mention that, and Patsy is in charge of that
Fine.
with
Yeah,
team.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
I'll
understand.
be hovering around
Yeah,
there
you need
anyway.
72 hours.
But then
She'll
I
be
need,
rattling a bucket.
I need some keys cut so I can get in the week.
Okay, Glynis handles keys. So talk to David about that. And I think we're probably at the stage of not needing to have the bicycle chains around the door.
No, it's terrible.
We've been in lockdown, so
Is it correct that at the beginning of lockdown the lock was changed? That's
No,
what I
wrong.
heard.
no,
It
the
wasn't.
lock hasn't been changed.
So the old keys still work?
Yes, they do.
That's
We just
okay.
put
And if you feel you
charges
need
on
a key, talk to Glynis and David about that. So
But Patsy will also need a safe key and an office key, won't she, when she comes in on Thursday to get to all the stuff?
well, the office key should be in the cupboard.
I suggest you come up with somebody, don't come up yourself.
Yeah.
Martin. Come up with somebody that's got a key.
I mean, John is here a lot of the time.
Well, the thing is, I mean,
I've asked Dan to
Anne's
help me
gonna
next
help.
week.
No, we won't, the
Keys
Herders
are-
County won't be doing it on their own, they'll be doing it with somebody after
I've
3
got-
days.
Yeah, no loan working.
I've got no keys either. I've got a front door key, but I can't get to the safe.
Okay.
I can't get into the office.
Well, can we leave you to liaise with,
I'll talk to Glynis.
I mean, for the outside key, it's Glynis, Mil might know, Mil's in charge of the building at the moment.
Hmm.
Is that right, Mil? Just to make sure we get all the right keys for that. Okay, wonderful. So, thank you all very much for your patience the last half an hour. I think it took longer than I expected, but it'll be good to welcome people and do sign up for those 4 roles. So we've got car park, concourse, worship area and south